For you, what was the biggest challenge that you think you faced moving from Michigan to New York as a young professional?
I'd say learning all the
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to 5 with T5. We're bringing local business owners, community champions, and all-around amazing individuals on to learn about them, their stories, or business in a quick and effective way. My name is Stephen Turnbull with T5 Insurance, your host, and I'm joined by our guest today. I call him T-Rab, but his name is Travis Rabbers, the branch manager with M&T Bank in Whitesboro. You know the deal at this point. We're going to start the clock with 5 rapid-fire questions to learn about our guest, and then we're going to get into it. Calling all the way from California today, Travis. You ready to go?
I'm doing all right. Sun's just rising out here. I'm ready to go.
Here we go. Jumping right into it. Question number 1. We're going to talk about your story, but we're going to give people a little teaser. For you, what was the biggest challenge that you think you faced moving from Michigan to New York as a young professional?
Ooh. Um, I'd say learning all the local favorites. So I had to learn about Utica greens, tomato pie, half moons. I remember the first time I told someone I had never heard of Utica greens, they looked at me like I was crazy.
You had to get the lingo down.
Yeah, I had a notebook everywhere I went, and every time someone told me, like, oh, you have to try this or you have to go visit this place, I would write a note and then I would add that to my to-do list.
I love it. I love it. You are an adventurous guy, that's for sure. We're going to talk
Yeah.
about that because you're doing that right now. Question number 2. Becoming a part of the community. I'm going to rephrase that. You have become part of the community very aggressively in the best way possible, right? You have jumped into every volunteer event. You will not find an event in the community without Travis there, I promise you. How has becoming a part of the community here helped you grow personally and professionally?
Oh, I mean, it's been tremendous, incredible. Meeting all the new people and networking, connecting with all the people in this area has helped me grow and be able to both, like you said, professionally and personally develop, expand my skill set, learn new leadership skills, management skills, and so much I've learned from just watching other people in this community do it because there's a lot of great leaders in this area.
Great points. Great points. Question number 3. I'm going to call you. You're going to get back from your trip that you're on right now. And I'm going to give you a call. And I'm going to say, Travis, I'm going to say we have 100 people. We're jumping into a plane. We're going to Ann Arbor for a game. And there is no budget. And you have to create the ultimate football tailgate party at a Michigan game. Walk us through what that would look like.
All right, so no budget.
No
No.
budget. You just whatever you need to make it happen. It needs to be the ultimate Michigan football tailgate party run by T-Rab. Tell us about it.
Okay, so starts off, there's a golf course next to the stadium, great tailgate spot. So set up camp there, get the grill out, and yeah, get some cornhole, get some bags, get the football out, maybe even yeah, walk around town a little bit. Zingerman's is always a good place to go to, a great sandwich place there. And then when it comes time to walk into the game, get the full tour, walk around the whole stadium, and there's nothing like walking into a crowd of 110,000 people that just develop right in front of your eyes, just opens up. And now, yeah, now they're selling, I think, their own Maze Rage IPAs at the game, so it's going to be a new thing. I'm looking forward to trying that out this Saturday, and then cap it off with hopefully a Michigan win.
That sounds like a great day. Let me know when we can do that. The budget part you got to figure out, though. That was just for the question. All right, question
Yeah.
number 4. What's the best piece of advice that you've ever received, and how has it impacted your life?
Okay, so I'll give you two. I'll start with maybe the humorous one first, and I think I've shared this one with you. But the best one was put chapstick on the driver for golf because it'll save your life. It really will. For anyone who has a bad slice like I did, if you put a little chapstick on the club face of your driver, puts the ball straight every time. You'll end up in the fairway every shot. So
I love it.
that's yeah.
Best piece of advice you've ever received, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
I say change my golf game.
You got another one? You said 2.
Yeah, so that was I said that one on the golf course has been the most impactful. And then also I remember just from my one of my first bosses I worked with, just saying like your best ability is your availability. And I just try to always be available, whether that's for uh, volunteer events or at work, being able to just letting my employees know, my staff know that, hey, if you have a question, if you need something, uh, don't hesitate to ask. I know it's a cliche, but doors always open, because I never wanted to be the person that would say like, "Oh no, I'm not going to be there to help," or yeah, no problem is too small," or anything like that. So being able to, yeah, help out whenever those questions come up has always been a big thing of mine.
Love it. Last question. If you could be a contestant on any game show, which one would you be?
So I grew up with The Price is Right. That was always the game show, and I remember watching that every almost every single day, especially in the summer. And good old Bob Barker, and now Drew Carey. So I'd probably lean towards Price is Right. I feel like that's where I learned all like products, merchandise, everything like that. Maybe if there was a specific like sports category in Jeopardy, I could hit Stump the Schwab. If that show still kept going, I would be on that. But
Love it.
probably lean toward Price is Right.
Love it. All right, you survived the first 5 questions. Congratulations. So, Travis, tell us what you're doing right now. You're not in the Whitesboro branch at M&T Bank in Whitesboro, New York. What's going on?
No, I'm actually on the West Coast. I've got my Rams gear on right now, so flew out to LA for a Thursday night Rams versus Vikings football game. Funny story, actually. I was on the plane here and just talked with the people in my row, and one of the guys next to me actually said he's flying out to the game for the same reason, because his brother is one of the players, and that was just a kind of a one of those funny coincidences. So we talked a little bit about Rams football, shared a few inside stories. So that
Small
was
world.
really, yeah. But no, haven't been on the West Coast in a while. It's nice to be in some warm weather for a change. And yeah, I'm going to hit the beach a little bit later, then fly back to Detroit to catch the Michigan State game on Saturday.
What a weekend. What a
Yeah.
weekend. I want to be like you when I grow up. That's all I got to say. Travis,
Packing as
let's,
much football.
yeah, I love it. I love you just do it, like the trips, and like, just like, I'm gonna do this and go here and do this and put this into the trip. I admire that so much. Travis, tell us about Travis Rabbers. I want to talk about the story of just you coming here in your previous career. You're in the hospitality field. You move across state lines. You know nobody. You know nothing. You don't know what Utica greens are, which there should be something when you fly into Syracuse and start working your way towards Utica on the thruway. Someone's got to tell you about that, but we'll have to work on that. But tell us the story of Travis and how'd you end up here, and then we'll get into some other specifics I want to talk about.
There should be an introduction packet for anyone moving here. Like, okay, here's the things to know. Here's the local cuisine, all the places. Here's Stephen Turnbull's contact information. So just reach out to him. He'll get you set up. Um, but no, yeah, born and raised in Michigan, Southwest Michigan, right next to the lake. Very small town, and moved out here to Utica about a little over 5 years ago now. And yes, I did think I was moving to Utica, Michigan. Turned out to be Utica, New York. And all happened through a LinkedIn message. So if anyone wonders why you should get LinkedIn, you never know. It may lead to a new job in a new city. And yeah, been out here the past few years and just trying to develop as much skills as I can. Working at the M&T Bank as the branch manager in Whitesboro. I love it there, and I love volunteering as well. One wonderful part about this community is that's very connected. There's a lot of great volunteer organizations, a lot of great nonprofits that give you the opportunity to help your community out and work with other people in the area for great causes. So, yeah, love volunteering and love getting out there as much as I can.
Now, I assume when you're coming to a new city like that as a young professional, there's not many expectations, right? I think you just kind of like, I got this new job. I'm gonna go see how it works. How long has it been? 6 years?
Almost 6 years now. It'll January next year, 2025 will be 6 years.
Okay.
And
So what has been maybe something you didn't expect about this area? Like I said, I don't think when you move into a new place like that and you got a new job, you have a ton of expectations. You joked that you thought it was Utica, Michigan. You didn't obviously know anything about Utica, New York before you got here. But what has been like some things that maybe you didn't think of looking back now at the time that you've been here, that you appreciate, maybe you don't appreciate, maybe you miss from home, whatever it is about this area?
Yeah, and when I first came here, I really didn't have any expectations. I know a lot of people asked, "Well, how long do you plan on staying here? What's your like long-term plan?" And honestly, I never worked at a place away from home before. I went to college about 3 hours away, but it was still in the same state, and never really felt like I was away from home from very far. So that was, yeah, first time living out of state, working out of state. I didn't really have much expectations. I just knew what I had done at every other job is just to work as hard as I can, and hopefully that work pays off and leads to better things. And yeah, I know big differences from like my this area compared to my hometown in Michigan. I know many people don't think it's a big area. To me, it's a big area. It has a lot of big city aspects and factors, I think, to be able to have a Stanley Theater, a zoo, a hockey team, a indoor soccer team. And it's so centrally located where there's so many different things to do that are all within a short driving distance. And then on top of that, the community itself is wonderful because, again, I I was amazed by like if I felt like I needed help with something, I knew exactly who to call, and I like you knew there was no questions. Like they would be there, and so that was wonderful. And again, being able to connect with people like yourself and all the other great people in this area has been really impactful and has made the transition a lot smoother.
Yeah, we joke all the time about the Anastasis lunch, and
Yeah.
I'll never forget that because it was kind of a cool moment. So 6 years ago, so I joined the Rotary Club of Utica in 2016. So that was 6 years ago. Is what? So I was maybe a member at that time for 2 years, and we met at the Anastasis, and I was working the front table at the time, and here comes in this new younger guy that I've never seen before, named Travis, and walked in and just said, "Hey, I just moved here from Michigan. I was a member of the Rotary Club in Michigan, and I'm just here to check out the club." And it was just like I think you and I just instantly connected at that point. He might have been it was the only other younger guy in the club at the time. I'm like, "Oh, come on in, and then join me at this meeting, and let me tell you about BNI. Have you gone to the chamber? Let me do this." Blah blah blah. But it's so inspiring that you come to a new area, you don't know a single person, and fast forward to now in these short couple years, I'm not joking, folks, when I say that you will be hard pressed to find an event in the area. You'll be hard pressed to find an organization that Travis is not attending, a part of, or planning. There's just no from the United Way to the Chamber to Rotary Club. Where do you think inside of you that comes from? For somebody who there's a lot of people that I think I've never moved away. I went to Rochester for college. That was the biggest move. I went away. I came back home, started working in the family agency, been here my whole life. I think there's a lot of people that may take a bold move like that. And it's so easy for you to just go to your apartment after work and
Hmm.
just go to work. And maybe you have your work friends, but like you showed up, you got yourself out there, you made the connections for yourself. Where do you think that comes from?
No, it's a great question because I know when I was in high school, I was a very shy introvert and just kept to the basics. Did not do much extra, and it was kind of like during college where I missed out on some opportunities because I just wasn't willing to try, or I was maybe nervous to try.
Mm,
And I don't have many regrets, but looking back, I think, man, I wish I would have done that differently because I feel like, man, if I would have been able to do this, or if I would have gotten involved with this, would have helped me set me up for success much better. And so I think that was looking back on that. I just looked at it as pivotal moments where I thought, okay, I don't want to miss out on opportunities because I was nervous or because I just didn't want to try. And so then after college, getting involved with work, again, my manager and I had kind of similar philosophies where we said, well, to get the most out of this job, we need to be involved. And I think that we had that same philosophy where okay, we're going to get involved any way that we can in the community because we want to establish a great reputation for ourselves, for our work, so that when they see us out there, they know, oh, they work at this place. They're going to be involved. They're looking to network with all the other people in the area. And so I think that was a big thing. And then moving here, I just kind of thought the same thing was that I don't know a single person here, and I'm not going to learn and I'm not going to grow just by going to the office every day and then not doing anything after that. Just if I go back to the apartment and call it a day. So I thought, all right, I'll just do what I did back in Michigan. I'll look up a local Rotary Club. I'll look at some other nonprofits. I'll just reach out and, or in that case, just show up and introduce myself. And again, just hopefully it pays off. And yeah, that was just kind of the philosophy. Is like, I don't want to miss out by not giving it everything you can. So that's been the mantra.
I want to expand on something you said early on in that statement. Was like, it is what you put into. I think that's with everything in life, right? You can talk about your job, your everyday job. You can talk about these organizations, but I mean, look at you're in the BNI group with me. Like, look at that for a perfect example. Like, you've got to get involved. You got to know the people. You have to be a part of a leadership team, a membership committee, or whatever in these organizations. You got to be part of like the chamber. They have all these different committees to know the people and generate that buzz of like, you're here to be a part of it, not just kind of show up and think that, it's going to work for you or you're going to make these connections by just showing up. And it's just super inspiring to watch kind of your journey from that day at that lunch, right? To like what I look at what you and I have worked on, from the gala to the Catalyst events to different things that we've done leading up to that. Nobody would know that you're not from the area, because you're everywhere and you've done that on yourself. And one other thing I want to say is, you said like, you have no regrets. I don't think like those things in life are regrets, more of like lessons of how to do it differently. Right. And it's like,
Right.
yeah, okay. In like high school, I maybe could have been more part of clubs. I could have done this to have different experiences, but now I know like what I want to do if I'm moving to a new city, if I'm making a career change. I think that's so impactful. One last thing that we got to talk about that would be a disservice to both of us if we didn't is the Rotary Club of Utica. We're both very involved, and you are Mr. President. I should stand for you, actually. I'm sorry I'm sitting down. But talk to us about what's going on this year and your decision to become president of the club and what that's been like so far.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I'm still not used to hearing that title being used when people come up and say Mr. President. I'm like, it's still, I turn around and look for someone else. And so, but no, I think that's one of the great things because, I mean, a few years ago, I never would have thought I'd be president or in any type of leadership position within an organization. I was very much a follower. I was in the crowd of, okay, just tell me where I need to be and what I'm doing for volunteering or anything like that. But I think that's another great part is that there's leadership positions in these organizations that allow you to introduce your own creativity, to maybe introduce your own decisions. So no, it's been wonderful. And I know a few things we've got going on with the Rotary Club particularly. We started planning our Not So Silent gift auction for December. It's going to be our 5th annual gift auction. It's a great event where people will bring in a gift. They have a clue attached to it saying this is for a couple, this is for a family with kids, this is for if you're watching a Bills game and the Bills are losing, it can help maybe drown your sorrows. And so different things like that. Yeah. And so, yeah, different things like that. And then we start the bidding. I know you've done a great job auctioning or as the auctioneer for the gifts. And so, last year we raised a lot of funds for Midtown Utica Community Center. This year, the beneficiary will be Catholic Charities and their Christmas Assistance Program. So that's going to be December 11th, Wednesday from 6 to 7:30 at the Fort Schuyler Club. If anyone's interested, please let me know. And yeah, it's going to be a great holiday event that we've got going on.
Cool. Travis, we're going to wrap this up because we were a little over time, but with T-Rab on, we got to go over time. Come on. I want to just end with one thing. For anybody that in life, no matter what it is, moving, career change, big scary changes, like packing up and moving to Michigan on your own without knowing anybody, what's like one first thing that comes to mind, piece of advice you give somebody?
Piece of advice. Let's see.
Any scary changes? You moved here, was in a completely different industry, and made an industry change a couple years ago. You've been through it. You did the move. You did the career changes. You've done, all these different life changes. Which is what first thing comes to mind. What's one piece of advice?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. There's a Midwestern cliche about Midwesterners hate asking other people for help. They'd rather fail on their own than worry about bothering someone asking for help. But when I moved here, I realized I'm going to need help, and I need to know, I need to get advice, I need to get recommendations. And so that's a big thing. If you're changing, if you're going through a transition, many things you're not going to be able to do on your own. And so you're going to need to count or rely on other people. And so just connect yourself or network with the right people, and then that'll make the transition a lot smoother.
Love it. Travis, where can people follow you? Maybe for your basketball shout outs that we're still waiting for the Stephen Turnbull shout out. That's okay. It's coming this summer. But what's a good, you hit something, someone wants to touch your brain or to pick your brain on, or just follow you along. What's the best way to do so?
Yeah, I'd say if they want to follow me on Instagram, it's not very entertaining, but you may see the occasional half court shot on a basketball court. But yeah, Facebook. So if you want to get in touch with me at work at M&T in Whitesboro. But yeah, Facebook, Instagram, email, LinkedIn. Sending me a LinkedIn message. That's the best way.
Awesome. Travis, thank you for being a great friend. Thanks for being the inspiring person that you are. I appreciate you taking the time. Is that the California sun coming up on your face there?
It was,
you just got to rub it in. Everybody, he could have the options to just pull the drapes, but he's no, let me just say that, I'm going to the beach, and then I'm going to have the sun on my face, and then after the game, I'm going to fly to Michigan, Ann Arbor. Yeah, okay, we get it. All right, we get it. Everybody, that's another episode of 5 with T5. Thanks for joining us. Do us a favor. Please check out the YouTube channel and Facebook page. It's where we send these out. We're getting some great traction with these conversations, and appreciate everybody following along. Until next time, remember the power of connection and learning from one another is what makes our community thrive, especially in this episode today. But most importantly, remember to make an impact in someone's life today, even if that's your own. Stephen Turnbull here with T5 Insurance. We'll see you next week. Take care.